Ladies and gents, welcome to the show. We are your hosts. I'm Freak.
And I'm Babarooney, and we love the NFL. So let's talk about it.
All right, Babs. We spent a few weeks getting everything all planning. We're here with our first episode. Let's dive
Let's
into our
let let's be honest. We've been talking about this since last year.
too long,
Let's
my
be talk
friend.
about it.
Way
We've been
too
wanting to
long.
do this for a long time. So we're finally doing it. So we might as well do it.
Yeah. We're gonna try to keep our episodes, you know, here and there, so they might be a little shorter or longer than others, but we're learning as we go. But we'll dive into our first segment. We're gonna go ahead and talk about our preseason top five. Do we want to talk? Do we want to do it like winners and losers, or just want to talk about
I say
each
we
of
break
our
it down
top five teams?
AFC, NFC.
Because me
I say we pick
personally,
our.
I didn't get five out of each conference. I got a total of five. I got a few AFC, and I got more NFC that I actually considered on my top at the end of the preseason. Um, go ahead, go ahead. Start it
Yeah.
off.
So for me, AFC. Um, I think I think my biggest surprise was the fact that Jacksonville went 3-0. They literally went 3-0 in the preseason. I feel like that right there. I feel like they might do something this year. I don't know. We're gonna see, but I think Jacksonville's gonna have to be one in my top five,
They
definitely.
the Jags they had a solid preseason. They had a solid preseason. You didn't really see too much from their starters because you already know what we're gonna get from Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne and Calvin Ridley. I mean, even though he's been out for a season because of gambling last year, but I mean, there's no way that they don't make noise.
No, I definitely think they're gonna do something this year. I have a feeling. Like I'm not a huge Jags fan, but I really feel like the Jags are got something to prove, and they're gonna prove it this year. My next team, it's no surprise, Die Hard, Steelers.
Steelers had a good camp.
Like I'm this is probably one of I've been diehard Steelers fan my whole life, and this is probably one of the most happy I've been going into a season. Um, Kenny Pickett is he just looked good this year. 5 drives, 5 touchdowns.
I mean, he's got another training camp and off. I would probably say more of a full off season under his belt instead of going into it as a rookie like he did last
Yeah,
year.
absolutely. I feel like
Um,
he's
him
he
and
just feels more comfortable now.
him and him and Pickens. It seems like their connection just grew over
I
the
also feel
offseason.
like I feel like the Steelers did a lot the offseason. Like this is the craziest offseason I've seen for the Steelers have.
Y'all
Like
have
they were
depth.
signing people, and like they built up their offensive line. They gave him weapons. I mean, our defense is always good, but now we gave the offense weapons, and not only that, but we made our defense better.
Y'all
And
have
our
depth.
defense was already good. Yeah,
I think that's the biggest key I got from Steelers going out of the offseason into preseason. Y'all have depth. Like
yeah,
y'all's front seven or your offense or defensive line, y'all have depth up front, and that's scary.
yeah.
That's I mean just knowing the history of Pittsburgh's defense. Tomlin's never had a losing season. Last year was probably the closest he came to having a losing season, and Pickett and Pickens figured it out the
Yeah,
last few weeks of the
absolutely.
season.
And they've been working all off season together. So hey, that
And
might
it's
be a
not
good
even
winning
just
combo.
It's not even just Pickens. Y'all have a good receiver core.
Yeah, we have Allen Robinson now. We have Deontay Johnson, who's a good
Robinson,
art.
should have a
tight end's
better year.
ridiculous. Like
Is what y'all picked him up from the Rams, or was he a free
Rams, yeah.
agent?
No, I'm not sure if we signed him in free agency or I think we traded for him though. But not only that, but like I said, we built our offensive line, so it's gonna let Najee Harris run the ball. If Najee Harris can get running the ball, that's gonna open up.
Yeah.
It's just so many
I
things. I just think they're gonna do something.
the Steelers are one of my teams too. They hit the check mark on pretty much a lot of the categories that were question marks at the end of the year for them going into the
Yeah, absolutely.
so like
Um,
Steelers. I'm expecting no less than 10 wins from this.
no, I definitely agree with you there. My third team, um, and this is probably the only team that really kind of wasn't expecting, but I was. I mean, I kind of was, but the Jets. I mean, Jets were a good team. They had quarterback issues the whole time. They got Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers now. They
Uh,
got Aaron Rodgers now.
Yeah, I mean,
This,
the Steelers and the Jets were the only two AFC teams I had as my preseason top five.
yeah,
And for the Jets, the sole reason was because of Aaron Rodgers.
yeah.
They brought in Aaron Rodgers, and then they bring in Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb.
They did
What's the
some
running
stuff.
back from Minnesota? I'm blanking on
Dalvin
his
Cook.
name. Yes,
They brought in
Cook.
Delvin Cook, and then
He's-
him and Brees
Bro.
Hall. Oh my God.
When Brees Hall comes back healthy,
And Brees Hall
gonna
it's
be-
looking like
they're gonna have them on the field at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like he's healthy. I think they're slow playing it because, like I said, they have Dalvin Cook. They
Yeah.
don't need to rush him back.
Brees Hall is their feature back
Yeah,
because Dalvin Cook was just there to mitigate the load that Brees was gonna get. I mean, he proved himself in 3 games last year,
absolutely.
and then he had that terrible. I don't know if it was MCL or his ACL, but he had a significant tear. And
I think it was his ACL.
then I mean, you can't forget about their defense.
Mm-mm.
They
Their
just
defense did good last year.
yeah. I mean, they got Sauce. Sauce Gardner is he won
He's a
rookie
monster, man. He's a
rookie
monster.
defensive player of the year last year. I'm expecting him to
And
do.
he earned every bit of that.
He's gonna continue to build off of that. I mean, the Jets all around. The only question mark I have is their head coach.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
They got Aaron Rodgers.
yeah, they got Aaron Rodgers. Now, I can tell you this: if they make the playoffs and they're one and done, the head coach is going to change.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
They're probably, I guarantee you, they fire the head coach. They're going to bring in an Aaron Rodgers coordinator. They're going to bring in Hackett
Yeah.
when he was with Green Bay, and you already know how bad it was when he was a head coach at Denver.
You gotta think about it.
But he didn't have Rodgers.
With what they have this year, their coach and their GM's got to be on the hot seat. Both of them.
I wouldn't necessarily put the GM because the GM is kind of responsible for Brees and Sauce, and I mean it's questionable with the Zach Wilson pick and some other picks that he's made. But what is it, Quinnen Williams,
Yeah.
Brees Hall,
You
and
gotta-
Sauce?
you
I mean
gotta
those
think about it. If-
those
if
draft
they
picks
don't-
could save his job.
Yeah, they could. But yeah, their coach is 100% on the hot seat.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, I think that it's going to be crucial for him and Aaron Rodgers to get along. We already saw the power that a quarterback can have if he doesn't get along with his head coach.
Right.
Present example, Arizona Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You saw that the issue that Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury, they got into it on national television last season in the middle of a game.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened to Cliff?
Yeah.
He was out. And I mean, we don't even need to get started on Arizona because that's a whole episode. But-
yeah, that's a whole episode in
'Cause
itself.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're in rebuild. They're in rebuild mode. Because it's already been confirmed. I mean, he's out for 4 weeks. So they're starting
Yeah,
Josh
so
Dobbs,
is that who they're starting? Is
I
Dobbs?
think.
I haven't seen 100%.
I don't think they've confirmed, but I mean, I know it's Dobbs and their rookie. I think another someone they drafted maybe,
Really?
because they cut Colt McCoy and put Murray on the pup list, so he's out the first
Yeah.
4 weeks.
So, oh no, we're
I
gonna
mean, Dobbs
see.
played well against Dallas last year in Tennessee. Was that Dobbs? That was Dobbs.
Yeah, yeah. I think you're right.
Well, well enough to where he could beat us last year.
So for my number four, I'm kind of with you, kind of a little everywhere. Um, I'm gonna have to go NFC for my number four and go with the Lions.
Right there.
Lions are looking good,
Lions played majority of their starters every preseason game
and it's smart because they need to do something this
because
year.
they're young. They've got one of the youngest cores.
The only now
The only person that
Goff,
really didn't start was Golf.
yeah, but I mean, I think Goff will be good this year. St.
He's,
Brown is looking healthier.
he's Golf isn't terrible. I mean, people forget he was in a Super Bowl
Yeah,
4 years ago. I
I
mean,
think I
granted, his
think
coach was McVay, but
and St. Brown looks like he's going to be healthy. As long as he can stay healthy, I honestly feel like their offense will be fine. Because with him on the field, they're a whole different team.
oh yeah,
Um, but yeah, that's definitely. I think the Lions definitely.
for me, I would say the only thing that's a question mark is their running back because they traded Swift to the Eagles.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they
But
drafted a running back.
don't they have what's his face still? Um um. Oh my God, why am I drawing a blank to his name?
That's all good. Hang on, I can pull up their roster.
That's what I'm doing right now.
they
Jamal something. I can't remember his last name.
they drafted Jameer Gibbs from Alabama.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah. So looks like he's going to be their starting running back. And Gibbs, he played really well for them. I mean, I know you don't watch much college football, but Alabama is pretty much the heart of the SEC.
Well,
And
yeah.
I'm an LSU fan, so.
I know anybody that comes from Alabama is normally pretty good.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But no, I think Detroit, if they can stay healthy, I think they'll be good.
Yeah, I don't.
If they can stay healthy.
Yeah, they had a solid draft. I mean, really, they had one of the best drafts.
Yeah, they had a really good draft.
I mean, they've got a lot of quarterbacks on their roster. Uh, they drafted Hendon Hooker not last year. Was it last year? Yeah, they drafted Hooker from Tennessee.
Yeah.
I mean, it seems like if it doesn't pan out with Golf in the next few years, they're working for Hooker to be their quarterback.
I think isn't Goff's contract over this season? I think this is last year of his contract.
It might be
I think it is. So he needs to have
because
a
he's
good
he because they didn't extend him when they traded for him. He was still playing off of that extension from
I do
the Rams. They just took over the money.
see. Let me see here. Yeah, because he's only signed through 2024.
Okay, so yeah, so this
he
so
signed.
yeah,
So this
so
he's
his
got-
contract's up at the end of the year, end of the season.
So he's gonna have to have a good season.
Hmm.
So
I mean, I'm expecting them to have what? I mean, they had what 9 wins last year,
I think so. Yeah, 9.
9 or 8, one of the two. They should replicate that. If not,
I think you'll do better. I think they'll do 10.
yeah, they can win 10 or 12 possibly. I mean, in that division, if you think that is
Especially
up for
that division,
grabs.
Yeah.
We were pretty much the same on our AFC pick. I had more NFC teams. I don't know.
The
You do?
only other team that kind of surprised me in the preseason, and I know it's not gonna really go anywhere in the regular season was the Redskins or the Commanders. I'm sorry. Um, they went 3-0 in the preseason. What? When do they win games?
And I mean, if you think about it, that game between them and the Ravens was the best preseason had
Yeah,
in years. Like it was super
yeah.
competitive. Sam Howell looked like a star.
Howell looks really good.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to.
I'm like I said, I don't think they're gonna go anywhere this season.
I mean, no.
But
Their
he looked good.
division is no longer the NFC. I mean, you've got.
No,
I mean, that whole division almost had a winning. That every team almost won majority of their game. The only losing team was Commanders, and it was only by a game. They were what 8-9-1 because they had a tie.
yeah, I think the NFC East right now is probably
That
the best
in
division.
the NFC West, probably the two strongest in the NFC.
Yeah, but I just Eagles, Cowboys, right there alone. It's a good division. Just those
Yeah.
two. You know.
Giants made some noise last year. No telling if they could build off of that.
Yeah, who knows that? Yeah, who knows what's gonna happen with them this year?
Yeah. So
All right, so let's
So
get
you
into
had-
yours. I know
you
we're
had the
pretty close.
Jags. So my other two teams. I had the Bucks, Saints.
Okay. Okay.
Now the Bucks mainly it was I wanted to see how Mayfield was going to play, and if their defense was going to be somewhat relative to the past few years. Now
Yeah,
I don't have them winning their division. Go ahead and say that, but I liked what I saw from Mayfield. I think that he can have a bounce back year, and with with him having a good year this year, even if they don't make the playoffs or anything, I think he remains in Tampa going
yeah, no,
into
I
next
think-
season.
I do. I agree with you on there.
Now, the Saints, Derek Carr finally has a defense.
Yeah, he does.
That's
He does.
all I really have to say.
And everybody hates on Derek Carr. I think he's a good quarterback. I like him.
He is. I mean,
I like him.
he hasn't won more than 12 games in a season, and he ended up getting hurt towards ACL near the end. They went 12-4, and they ended up having to have a rookie. This is when they were still in Oakland, but he's never had a stout defense. And New Orleans has always had a good defense.
Yeah.
That was, I mean, I didn't even, to be honest, I forgot about the Jags.
Yeah,
I totally forgot about them.
They really surprised me. Like, I don't know. I just feel like the Jags could do something.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the year that Trevor separates himself from all the other quarterbacks in his class besides Burrow. Because
Yeah, absolutely.
Burrow's already separated himself.
He's just built different.
Well, Burrow was drafted a year before, wasn't he? Yeah.
I think so.
So-
Yeah.
So he's going to separate himself from his entire draft
I think
class.
Trevor Lawrence is actually a good quarterback.
Oh, he is.
It's another thing. He's been on the
It's just-
Jags. The Jags haven't
It-
done nothing.
his-
They
his-
haven't had nobody.
His first
Well,
head
they
coach
had
was
people.
Urban Meyer,
Yeah, that worked out well.
and that was just a distraction from the
Yeah,
start.
that was a clusterfuck.
Like, I mean, it's just they made the best decision getting Peterson from Philadelphia. I mean,
Yeah.
he was no longer the Philadelphia coach at that time, anyways. But that was probably the best person for the job. I'd say so. Now we want to hop into our next segment with our division winners.
Yeah, we could do division winners. So what we're gonna do at the beginning of the season, right now, we're gonna pick who we think's gonna win the division, who we think's gonna win the AFC Championship, NFC Championship, Super Bowl, and who the wild card picks are. So we can start off with
Let's start off with the AFC East and the NFC East.
all so we'll start off with the AFC East. All right, so who you got winning the AFC East?
I've
Let's
got
talk about it.
I've got the Bills. I've
You have
I've
the
got
Bills.
I've got the Bills winning that division by a game,
Okay.
with the Jets coming in second, taking that first wild card spot for the AFC.
I actually am right on you on that. I was actually tossed between going with the Jets to win it and the
Mhm.
Bills, but I mean,
I just
Bills
I
have
just
one of the
think
best quarterbacks in the league. You really don't want to.
right. And
I
then I mean, on top of that, I mean, this entire division's only been talked about Aaron Rodgers, and Josh Allen has listened. He's probably heard that, and he's probably tired of it. So he's probably going to come out this first game because they play each other Monday night.
hmm
Um,
And that's I
he's
honestly like.
probably going to come to shut some people up in New York. So
And
I'd be careful.
honestly, and if the Jets win, that's gonna hurt the Bills' feelings, and I
It
might be
is.
wrong, and it might be if the Bills lose to the Jets week one, I have a feeling it'll be reversed, and the Jets are gonna win this division,
It's possible.
and then
Possible.
Bills are gonna make the playoffs either way.
I mean, I'm pretty
100%.
sure. I'm pretty sure they'll split their games.
Yeah,
They'll probably. You're probably right. They'll probably be
it's
the
gonna come down
Jets.
to who
Oh,
beats each other.
yeah. They'll probably each win their respective home games against each other. But I mean, at the current time, I'm gonna stick with the Bills. They have the continuity. They have the better head coach. They
Yeah,
have
I
the
think
younger quarterback, which I would say is
what's gonna make them like just team. I mean, I know
yeah.
they got Jets got Aaron Rodgers. I
The
get
Jets
that,
are just
but
young.
the rest of their team isn't that season. The Bills,
None of
won
them,
it.
hardly any of them, are gonna have playoff experience.
Exactly. So that's why I feel
So,
like the Bills will, when it comes down to it, get it done and win the division.
yeah. Now
So
the NFC East. This one's a tough one because I'll go ahead since we already know that you're the resonated Steeler here. Now
designated Steeler.
I am a huge Cowboys fan. Born and raised ever since I can remember. The only team I will ever root for professional football.
That's how I am with the Steelers.
It's we haven't had a repeat division champion since 2003, 2004. And I believe it was the Eagles or the Giants. It was one of them. Um, this can go either way for me. I can see Dallas winning the division
Right.
and the Eagles taking the first wild card spot, but I can also
I
see it the same as last year.
I have a feeling this is just like we talked about the AFC East. This is going to go to who wins the season between
Mhm.
the two of them.
I
have a
just
feeling they're going to have the same record.
I like my defense more. Now the only reason why I have the Cowboys over the Eagles right now, the Eagles lost Miles Sanders and they lost their offensive coordinator and their defensive coordinator to head coaching jobs. So they have two new coordinators there calling plays on both sides of the ball. They didn't lose too many players, but they lost a key running back. They replaced him with DeAndre Swift. He's a good running back out of Georgia. They had a decent draft by getting Jalen Carter. Um, I just think my defense is going to be better. We traded for Stephon Gilmore from Indianapolis. I think him alongside Trayvon Diggs, you're not going to see too many uh, deep balls in our secondary.
No, I agree. Your
We've got
secondary is
we've got depth at safety. I mean, probably one of the hardest hitting safeties in Wilson, and then you've got Curse and um, what is his name? You got him from. We got him a couple years ago from Indianapolis as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean, Micah Parsons is coming off of
Yeah,
two
my
dominant
defense,
years.
it-
I mean, I don't know I don't know if anybody else watches any other podcasts that talk about football, but he's been on the Pivot twice, and the last time he was on the Pivot, he was pissed. He straight up said he is tired of watching Super Bowls. He's tired
I
of it.
agree. I think Micah
And
Parsons alone, if he stays healthy, they're winning. Just, I mean,
like,
he
I mean,
he has the ability to take over the game.
you don't have that. There's not that many teams in the NFC. You've got Dallas, the Eagles, and the Niners.
And you
That's
gotta
who we
think
have to
about
worry about.
now.
So
Prescott has CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks.
Michael Gallup and
Like
Jalen Tolbert had a great camp, and he played very well in the preseason. He didn't really show out too much the last game against the Raiders, but
and then you are, and you know this with me. I'm a huge Tony Pollard fan. I
he
love. I
he
think
won you some money last year.
he won me a lot of money last year. This man, if you got to think how good he did last year playing as a backup.
And now he's the number one.
And
He's
now
the
he's
feature
number
back.
one. The dude's gonna go
And then
stupid this year.
and then we've got little Deuce Vaughn
It's
from Kansas State. Oh,
so
what?
so I'm on the NFC East. I actually made the same prediction.
I
I think
the-
Cowboys
the-
win in the division, and I
Yeah.
think Eagles take the first wild card. But you want to hear a bold prediction?
Hmm.
This is gonna be crazy, and people are gonna hate me for this. I think Dak Prescott is in the running for NFL, the MVP
Oh yeah,
this year. I think this year he's in the running for if he stays healthy. And
he's
don't get hurt,
got.
he's gonna be in the running for the MVP.
I think ESPN has him sixth best odds to win the MVP.
I think they're right. I think they're right.
Now, I mean, this doesn't mean that New York and Washington aren't really anything, but I mean, when it comes to the East, the two teams that you think about are the Eagles and the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been those two teams the last 2 years. Dallas didn't win the division last year; the Eagles did, but the year before that, it was Dallas. So, I think we're gonna continue to see the trend where we don't have a repeat champ. Dallas will take the crown. I think Dallas will probably win the NFC as the number one seed. If whoever wins the NFC East, they're gonna that team's gonna host. It's gonna be the number one seed going into the playoffs. That's my belief.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Niners are there, but we only have a 7-game sample of Purdy. So full 17 games. He's going to have to face Dallas in the regular season. I don't know if he sees the Eagles in the regular season or not, but he's going to see Dallas again. And he wasn't that great against Dallas. It's just Dallas made mistakes. Dallas offense made mistakes.
I think the NFC goes through Eagles or Cowboys.
Yeah.
Either way, it's going through one of them.
Yeah, I can agree with that. All right, so now we'll move on to the AFC North.
AFC North. You already know where this is going.
Yeah, this one.
So I think
this one can.
AFC North
It's
the best division in the AFC.
Right now, y'all have 3 division winners, and it all comes down to y'all's head to heads. It can be the Steelers, the Bengals, or the Ravens.
So to me, I'm picking the Steelers to win the North. One is just because
That's who I have.
No matter how bad we play in a season, when we play the Bengals or the Ravens or even the Browns, you're gonna get the best game out of us. Like I said earlier, we did so much this off season. I think this is probably the best overall team we've had going into a season since we won a Super Bowl. Like they as long as Kenny Pickett can do what everybody thinks he can do and play the game. Our issue last year is we couldn't put up points. Our defense was fine. Defense is always fine. We couldn't put up points last year. With us signing Allen Robinson, rebuilding our offensive line, and then we have Austin coming back from his injury, so that 4 ridiculous wide receivers, our tight ends, Fairmouth, they're good. If building our offensive line letting Najee get the ball going, I think we can put up points this year.
Yeah, I would.
That said, I think the Bengals and Ravens take the last two wild card spots in the AFC.
Yeah,
I think our division is having three.
y'all are
teams.
gonna be the 3 playoff team this year.
Yes.
I could totally. I'm there with you. I have the Steelers winning the North. I think Tomlin is ready to. I think he wants to solidify his. You could just man. I only watched a couple drives from the Steelers, but on offense and defense, but you can see it in their faces.
Yeah.
Even though it was preseason, they are more than ready.
And I think this is the year that they actually do something. Last year was just bad.
Yeah.
It was just horrible.
I think what's gonna cost the Bengals from repeating as division champs is because of if Burrow misses any of the first 2 weeks,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hard for them to win those games.
And I'm pretty sure, and with the reason I didn't go Bengals over Steelers. Now the Ravens, I mean, yeah, they did sign a lot of talent, but I just don't trust Lamar Jackson not getting hurt. I just don't trust him.
I think he's coming into this season with the mindset that he wants to throw the ball. I mean, of course, you can always
He's
say
got
that,
receivers
and it's
now.
never.
But he's got Odell. Who else did they? They got
Bateman's coming back.
Yeah, they got Bateman again.
They drafted another one, a really good receiver.
I think I do see them making the playoffs.
Oh yeah, yeah. Y'all definitely have a three. Y'all took the AFC North took over the toughest division that used to belong to the NFC West
Mm-hmm.
because you used to see 3 of those teams in the playoffs almost every year,
Yeah.
and it's probably gonna the end of the season will be the crowning moment. If all 3 of those teams make the playoffs, then yeah, that's going to become the toughest division.
Our division is just going to get tricky with who wins it because it's all going to go off.
It's going to come down to head to heads.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh versus Bengals and the Ravens. It's going to come down to head to heads versus all 3 of y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I don't think the NFL ever goes by strength of schedule. I know college does that.
No. And I believe, and that's one reason I did go with Pittsburgh is their strength of schedule is a little easier, honestly. I feel like
they don't have a harder path.
Yeah, I mean, which is cool, but we'll see.
All right, so now we'll go to the NFC North. This division,
This
it was
going to be weird.
It was tricky for me. I have Minnesota winning the division again, and I have Detroit making the playoffs as the second wild card team. I think Green Bay is still a year away getting back into the playoffs. I think Jordan Love had a very good offseason, and the Bears are the Bears.
Yeah, they're the Bears.
I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't trust their head coach. I think he's wasting Justin Fields' talent. I know that they traded for DJ Moore from Carolina. So we'll see how that connection works out. Their defense is still questionable. Gave up a lot of points last year. It's going to come down between Detroit and the Vikings. I have the Vikings etching them out only from the fact that they've got Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that is help. I'm actually reversed of you. I took the Lions winning the division, and the Vikings making the second.
Our first disagreement.
So the only reason I'm saying this is how many Vikings games were won last season? Late game, end of the game.
But they had what? Eight?
I think,
like almost 6, like almost 8 games that were decided by 1 point.
I don't think they do it again this year.
Yeah. I can see that. I can totally see Detroit overtaking them.
Um,
I just think Kirk Cousin being brave enough to don that Hulk Hogan mustache
that shit was funny.
on primetime television their last preseason game. I think Justin Jefferson is tired of the comparison with him and
And
other
also,
receivers
you gotta think this is Kirk Cousins'
last
final
year.
season. Yeah, his last
Last year
year.
with Minnesota.
He's gonna try to ball out and try to get that good
I mean, if,
contract.
if if he
But
wants a good extension, he has to make the playoffs and get out of the first round. They cannot lose a
that could
wild
also
card
bite
game.
him in his ass for trying too hard.
True.
That could bite him in the ass.
True.
It could either mean they're gonna go crazy this year, or it's gonna bite them in the ass.
Yeah.
That's it's just either it can go either way. But I think honestly, I feel like they're gonna. I feel like the Lions are gonna win 10 or 11 games, honestly, and I think the Vikings are gonna win like 9 or 10.
Yeah. I don't see the Vikings winning as many. Yeah. I don't see it. What they won 13 last year.
Yeah, there's no
Yeah.
shot.
They'll
Because
probably
you got to
win.
think
They'll
they
probably
won how
win
many
between
games?
10 and 12.
Yeah, they won so many games last minute. I don't think it'll happen again.
All right. So AFC South, I have I've got the Jags. Pretty sure we're the same on that one. I don't
Yeah, I have
have
the Jags as well.
obviously there we don't have any other teams in the AFC making playoffs after this division and the last division of the AFC because we have pretty much AFC North containing three of those spots with two of them being wild card teams.
Yep.
AFC East is going to have two playoff teams. I've got the Jags. The Colts are a mess.
Yeah,
They don't know what to
Colts are
do
mess.
with
Titans. I
Jonathan
mean,
Taylor.
I think the Texans can do something good,
Yeah, I
but just
think
not this year.
I
I
think
don't think.
yeah, it's going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if the Texans come in second.
Honestly,
Tennessee,
Tennessee's so up in the air. They're no. They're. I mean, yeah, they
it's
got
the
Hopkins.
quarterback question. Is
It's.
Tannehill still there?
I believe he is. I believe he's.
Yes, he is.
I
So
believe he
so
is. Yeah.
yeah, so Tannehill's there, and they drafted Will Levis,
And
and they have
they
Malik
got
Willis.
Yeah, they're so up in the air with quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Their issue is they have two young quarterbacks that they want to make the future, and they got Tannehill. So what's gonna really mess them up is the fact that if Tannehill messes up, I have a feeling like they're gonna be quick to get Will Levis in there, or I think Levis is more ready
I
than
don't
Will
know.
Levis.
I don't know. Will Levis
I
was a
just
turnover machine at Kentucky.
yeah.
Um, I
I just know
I
from
would I
Malik
would probably
played
see
when he
them
played
playing Malik
consistently.
more, just
I
because
just
he's
feel like
got
when
two
I
more
saw him,
years at
I
offense.
agree, but watching him play, it's like the game's too fast for him.
It does seem a little bit slower for Willis. I just think,
Yes.
or I mean, not Willis. I mean, for Levis,
Yeah,
their rookie.
Levis. Yeah.
But I think Malik is going to have more command of the offense.
Yeah.
Just the fact that
He's gonna go
going into the season, he was already slated as the number two, so he had to play terrible
yeah,
for him to lose
more,
the spot.
he's more comfortable with the
He-
offense.
Yeah, I I just don't think their offense is right for Will. I think he's probably better in a more read option friendly
Yeah.
offense. Um,
Well,
I
Malik
could probably
Willis,
see Will playing
I've watched
well for
I've,
Arizona.
I've watched Malik Willis play at Liberty because that's the college here.
Mm-hmm.
That's the college. It's right down the road.
Yeah,
So like
he
he's
balled
a good
out
quarterback. Yeah, he
for
was a beast.
he was a stellar quarterback in college. He didn't
I
turn the
just
ball over.
I think he will be a good NFL quarterback. I think
It's
it's
just
going to take him
not
a
the right
little more
team,
time than most.
not the right offense. I don't believe. I
Yeah,
think
no, definitely not the right offense.
he needs more of a West Coast offense.
Yes, absolutely.
Um. So yeah, I think even though the Texans have a rookie at quarterback, I like their head coach. It was the Niners defensive coordinator,
And honestly, he's a good
D'Amico
quarterback.
Ryan. Yeah,
He's a good quarterback. I just don't
they
think.
drafted what, Stroud from Ohio State. Yeah.
I think next CJ Stroud's a great quarterback.
Oh yeah.
I think next year, I think he's gonna do something. I
Yeah.
think next year the Texans are gonna be a good team. I think they're gonna be good this year. I just don't think they're gonna be a
They're not.
playoff team.
No, they're not going to win their division, sure, because Jacksonville is just too good. They they've got a really good front, a great secondary. Their quarter, there's not much you can say bad about it besides the first year, but he had a terrible coach. Um, I mean, it's the Jaguars' division to lose. I don't see the Colts doing
Absolutely.
anything. I think the Colts, besides uh, Lawrence, I think the Colts have the second best quarterback in their division, and Anthony Richardson. He was really good for Florida. Um, I just think they need to
Colts
they need to figure out the Jonathan
they're
Taylor
just
situation because that's
they're just
causing
everywhere right
that
now.
it's
Yeah,
that's
that's
too big of
causing
a
that's yeah,
it's a huge distraction.
absolutely.
That's their whole offense. Their
Mhm.
whole run game is Jonathan Taylor. And if you don't have Jonathan Taylor, we saw what that did to their team last year.
Yeah,
And the fact that him and Richardson clicked
mm-hmm.
right
And
off the
now
gate.
they're just it's just so much drama. I think the drama is what's gonna hold them back this
Mm-hmm.
year.
Yeah,
They have
I
no
agree with.
shot.
So the
All right, so
NFC South.
NFC South. All right. So I'm pretty sure we'll probably be on. I got the Saints winning it.
Yeah, I've got the Saints. They've got a pure pocket passer, someone that's not going to be fidgety with their feet and everything. Not a knock against Jameis Winston. He's still a good quarterback. I think playing at New Orleans probably saved his career.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, I just think Derek Carr he's probably got a few more years left, so this probably
Yeah,
was the best fit for him landing there.
yeah.
Um,
I think he fits their system well too. Like
I don't
do
I
feel
don't
like
have I don't have any wild card team coming out of the South.
I don't either.
I think the closest team to the Saints are the Bucks, just because of their defense, and they have a familiar quarterback with the league and Mayfield. Carolina, they drafted Bryce Young from Alabama, so they have a young quarterback.
I think that's another team that this year they're not going to be great,
No,
but Bryce Young's a good
but
quarterback.
they
I
did
think
pick up some
next
good
year,
players. They got Adam Thielen from Minnesota, and they're the ones that traded for
yeah,
Miles Sanders.
I think next year the Panthers will be a better team. I don't. I think just this year,
They're
I don't
probably
think they're
I would
ready.
say they're a couple years away from getting back into the
Yeah,
playoffs.
yeah.
The Falcons, Desmond Ritter, he really didn't do too much
I'm not
for
a
me.
fan of him.
Their best offensive player is their tight end, Florida.
Yeah,
I can't remember his
I
name,
can't remember his name
but
either.
he's been the highest drafted tight end since what, the early 2000s.
Yeah,
He was drafted number 4. Kyle Pitts.
yeah. Kyle Pitts.
He was drafted number 4 overall 3 years ago. Highest drafted tight end, I think, in NFL history.
Yeah, no.
Um,
I think Saints hands down have the division.
yeah, this it's
Bucks
same with
could
the Jags. It's the
Bucks could
Saints to
really
lose, but the Bucks
Bucks
can
could
surprise
really
people.
just do something. I mean, you got to think
They've
Mike
got
Evans is a
they've got
monster.
experience at the wide receiver position.
If Mike Evans
They've got
and
a
Baker
great
Mayfield click up,
secondary.
yeah, they could surprise. Like if
Mhm.
anybody in the South is gonna win it from the Saints, if the Bucks click, the Bucks gonna win it.
Yeah, it's
But
it's the
I
Saints
just
to
don't.
lose, but the Bucks can definitely take.
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we're going to the AFC West, and
Pretty sure we're.
this is a
Another one.
no-brainer. This is pretty much what
Chiefs
everyone on ESPN, FS1, they're all choosing.
and Chiefs. I
Kansas
mean,
City Chiefs. Don't have any wild card teams coming out of this division. I wouldn't be surprised.
Chargers could.
The Chargers definitely have a chance.
The Chargers could take
Um,
a
the,
wild card
the
spot.
only team that could possibly win this division besides the Chiefs is the Chargers.
Yes.
They have a better offensive coordinator from Dallas. Um, I think it's time for their head coach. I think he's going to be on the hot seat. They're not going to
Yeah,
get rid of.
absolutely.
They're not getting rid of their coordinator.
And,
Like,
and
there's
it's
no
the
way.
Chiefs. It's the Chiefs. Chiefs
Yeah.
are ridiculous right now.
What? I mean, yeah, they're going for a dynasty this year.
Yeah, they're
So it's
if you don't pick the Chiefs winning division, you just got to be dumb.
yeah, it's
Like they're they're hands down the favorite.
when it comes to the Broncos, it's what can how it's what can Sean Payton do to make Russ not look as bad as last year,
Oh my God, I don't think that was embarrassing.
bro. I don't
They,
think Russ is ever going to have a career like a season like that again. But if he
but
does,
the thing is,
ooh,
the Broncos
they
have
gave up
talent.
they gave up so much for him, so
The
much
Broncos
money, dude.
have talent. They have a lot of talent.
They do.
And
They've got
if
Pat
anybody,
Surtain. They've got Jerry Judy,
Jerry
Sutton.
Judy's a monster. I love Jerry Judy. And if any, honestly, if anybody could turn him around, it is
I mean,
Sean
Judy's
Payton.
dealing with that what Hanny.
Yeah, I think it's hamstring.
He might not be there for week one. Who do they play? The Raiders. They at home.
Yeah,
So I mean, that's probably not something that he might need to be there for them to win that game. But I mean, he's definitely a part of their offense. Sure.
yeah, absolutely. I think, but I mean, if anybody can and do it, it's the Broncos. Sean Payton can turn them around, but I just don't see it happening.
I think the Broncos will. They need at least 2 seasons with Sean Payton before they're back as a Super.
Yeah,
I still think Russ will be. I think Russ turns it around.
he,
Got a better head coach. We saw what he was like with Pete
yeah,
Carroll. He has a good coach. He's gonna play well.
yeah. We're gonna see
All right, last division, NFC
NFC
West.
West.
We're probably gonna pick the same team. I mean, I've got the 49ers winning this division.
Yep, I
I've
do
got
too.
the Seahawks taking the last NFC.
I do too.
I can easily see the Seahawks winning this division. The only reason why I say that is because Brock Purdy is going into his first full year as a quarterback,
Yeah,
and I just think I just think the Seahawks quarterback is he's gonna look to build off of Geno Smith.
played ridiculous last year.
Bro, what?
Oh my God.
DK
He proved,
Metcalf,
yeah, he proved something last
Lockett,
year. He
bro.
proved something last year.
It's they got a good tight end and Noah Fant from Denver.
He should be. Yeah, he proved he could be a quarterback. Everybody doubted him. Everybody, he said, "Here, hold my beer."
Yeah, that's literally what he said.
So I'm the same way. I have the Niners winning, Seahawks winning the wild card, but it honestly can be 100%
Yeah,
reversed. And
you
the
can
Seahawks
you
can
can
win,
easily
and the
flip that.
Niners.
And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if I switched that halfway through the season.
I honestly like this division.
I'm not gonna switch any of my picks. I'll just say that now.
This division I actually
It's up
thought
for
about
grabs
this
between those two teams.
yeah. Besides
Because
the AFC North, the NFC West was probably my biggest decision.
the Rams they were plagued with injuries last year. They didn't do much in the
And you gotta
draft.
think Cooper Cup's still not certain to start the season.
Right. They're probably gonna put him. They put him on the pup list, didn't they? He's out the first 4 weeks.
Did they?
I think.
Okay, I didn't know if they did or not. I just remember they said his hamstring wasn't 100% yet, or whatever. I think it was his hamstring he hurt, but it wasn't 100% still.
Right. Um. Now the Cardinals. Look, man, they're tanking.
They're
They're tanking.
they're playing for draft picks at this point.
They're playing for Caleb Williams from USC.
Yeah.
That's who they're playing for. They're I don't know what they're doing. They cut a secure backup quarterback in this league in Colt McCoy and put their
I'm pretty
starting quarterback on the pup list, like that we stated earlier in the show. I mean,
And I'm pretty sure Arizona
it's just question
is
marks.
I think Arizona is dead last in the power rankings.
Yeah. Their quarterbacks are Joshua Dobbs and Jeff Driscoll.
It's
Those are their starting quarterbacks going into week 1 through 4.
yeah, they're playing for draft picks at this
Yeah,
point.
they're playing for draft capital, and
Like they
there's
don't know what they're doing.
there's not much you can really
Nope.
do about that. I mean, they fired Kingsbury. They brought in the offensive coordinator from um, Philadelphia. They're kind of like filming their own like Hard Knocks and posting it on their YouTube channel called The Flight Plan and everything. And I don't know. Some of the things that they're doing up front are questionable. Really, the only stars that you can really highlight on is they've got James Conner, which they got from Pittsburgh, which was a good trade for them.
Yeah, he's a very good trade.
They've got a good tight end in Zach Ertz. Marquise Brown they got from the Ravens. That's their offense, really. And then the only star on the defense is Buda Baker.
Yeah.
I mean, who else do they have? Leaky Botu? Who is that?
Did they even do anything in the offseason? I don't remember seeing them do anything this year.
They drafted a defensive tackle from West Virginia this year. They got a good linebacker from LSU, BJ Ojolari. He was good for LSU last year. They've got 2 players from the SEC, both linebackers. I mean, they really don't have any substance. Like,
Yeah.
they don't have any depth. It's just I wouldn't expect too much. If I was a Cardinals fan, I wouldn't expect too much from them this year.
Not.
They're
Especially
playing
picks next
yeah.
year.
They're playing for picks. They're in rebuild mode. They thought Kingsbury was going to be the quarterback whisperer, and it was a flop.
Yeah, no. All right, so AFC overall.
Wins the AFC overall, AFC champ.
Yeah, AFC champ. Who goes to Super Bowl from the AFC?
This is probably gonna ruffle some feathers. But I've got the Bengals making the Super Bowl.
Bengals?
Mm.
Okay. I went Chiefs. Just because it was between Chiefs and Bengals, honestly.
I mean, if we're gonna come down like the AFC title game, it's gonna come down. I don't think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Bengals in the title game. I think the Chiefs. I think the Steelers. I think it's gonna be an interdivision rival.
I would love that.
Game. I think it's gonna be Steelers Bengals. I think the Steelers knock off Kansas City in the division round. And I think the Bengals just itch past y'all to get the Super Bowl.
The Chiefs just because they're proven. I wanted to pick Steelers so bad, really did.
I mean, a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, I should have picked the Chiefs," but I mean, the question mark is, Travis Kelce's probably not gonna be there for Week 1, and you're out Chris Jones until Week 8 if you don't sign him a new contract. He's stayed firm on that. And then on top of that, their second best defensive end is suspended the first 6 games. So if you're out your top 2 defensive ends and you're one of your best pass catchers, you're not winning a lot of games, regardless if you're Patrick Mahomes. No disrespect to him, but Juju Smith-Schuster and their other receivers aren't going to be able to make up the void that Kelce is going to bring Week 1.
Yeah, absolutely. But I
don't know. If Kelce doesn't play against the Lions Thursday night, it's just going to be a long night for them.
Well,
And
they did
Detroit is
say
going to run the ball down their throat because they're not going to have Chris Jones to stop the run, and then they're not going to have their
they did
best
say
their best pass catcher.
they did say Kelsey hyperextended his knee.
Yeah.
I think they did MRIs and everything. They said his ACL is intact.
Yeah, everything from the
Everything's
ACL
intact,
came
but
back negative.
I think it's gonna be a game
Game
time
day decision. Yeah.
Yeah, seeing how he feels.
If there's no discomfort
Shitty
or
part about
swelling, he
this
plays.
is that they play Thursday.
Right. He's got 1 day of rest.
If
One.
if they play
He's
Sunday, I think he's fine to play.
there's no way he plays.
I don't. That's
With
gonna. Yeah, I
hyper,
don't.
depending on how bad that hyperextended was, there's no way he
I haven't
plays
heard any
because
so, but if they were checking to make sure that the ACL wasn't torn,
Mhm.
then it can't be that
Right.
It's got to be kind of serious.
right. If they're checking for it, yes. Because I mean,
Right.
there's going to be a lot of swelling, and if there's swelling, there's no way they're letting him go.
No, we're
No
gonna
way.
see though. But if he plays, then they got a good chance. But I think Chiefs. You got Bengals. I think we've only disagreed on like 2 or 3.
hmm So now it's pretty much the NFC title game,
I got
and
the
who
Cowboys.
is representing. You got Cowboys making
I
Super
took
Bowl.
Cowboys. I just think this is like they've been so close
This is
for a while.
yeah.
I
This
think
this
is
is
their year.
this is probably like if we don't figure it out this year or next year, our window closed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got Dallas versus San Fran in the AFC title game.
Yeah.
Going to be in Dallas.
I had Dallas Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, you had a conference title game.
I did what you did in the AFC. I had Dallas Eagles.
Yeah. I think Dallas and San Fran are destined to meet one more time, and for this time it's for the Super Bowl. Because you got to think about it. The year before last, it was a wild card game. Last year was a divisional round.
I just don't.
So this year
the
can be the
Niners-
title game.
I just don't think the Niners have enough experience.
You don't think they get back to the title game?
I don't think they have enough experience.
I can see that. I can see
I
that.
just think that I just think they won't be able to handle the pressure.
Yeah. I'm with you. I've got Dallas, of course, making the Super Bowl. So for me, I've got Dallas and the Bengals
I
playing in
have
the Super
Dallas
Bowl.
and the Chiefs, and I have the Chiefs winning.
I've got Dallas winning.
I knew you did. I almost picked. I literally almost.
And the
picked
only reason why I say that is because our defense has already played Joe Burrow,
Mm-hmm.
and we've already played Pat Mahomes. So I think we match up well against both those offenses.
About that, I didn't even think about that.
And you go back to the,
I'm changing. my pick.
Micah
I'm changing
Parsons'
my pick.
first.
I'm going Cowboys.
If you go back and you watch the game against the Chiefs and the Cowboys, Micah Parsons' first year, and you see what he did that game, you would change your pick.
See, when I was doing this, I wasn't thinking about the defense.
I'm solely saying this because the look on Micah Parsons' face when he was on that pivot episode, and that was during training camp. So they're in Oxnard, California. The field is right behind him. He was serious when he said he's tired of watching Super Bowls.
And I
think
didn't
he's
do
going to
this
make
my
a statement
normal
this year.
style.
I
I
think
didn't do this by normal style. Normally, I should have done this. Look, Cowboys offense is better than the Chiefs defense. I feel like,
oh yeah.
but I don't think the Chiefs offense is better than the Cowboys defense.
I would say that the Cowboys have a better roster besides the quarterback. That's the only thing that they have the edge.
Yeah,
Mahomes is a better thrower.
we all know I'm not a huge.
I just think Dak is bigger. I think Dak is bigger and stronger than Mahomes, but Mahomes
know
is
me.
just
I talk shit about Dak Prescott all the time.
oh
I
yeah.
don't think he's the best quarterback, but I think he's good.
Definitely a top 10 quarterback.
He's definitely a good quarterback, and I definitely could see him winning the Super Bowl.
Now there were a few things that I disagreed with what the Cowboys did during the offseason. I don't think
they did some questionable stuff.
I don't think trading for Trey Lance was something that we could have used this year.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
I understand why they did it. It's for leverage when they go to re-sign Dak, um, to get him for cheaper and everything. Um, it's
But
just,
if Dak has the season I think he's gonna have, he's not gonna.
it's not.
No
Yeah,
matter what,
I
he's
don't,
gonna have all the leverage.
in no way, shape, or form is Dak threatened by them trading for Trey Lance.
I wouldn't be.
Dak understands that it's a business. He understands that the Cowboys are going to make moves without telling him, even though they probably should since he's the franchise quarterback. But I mean, it's Jerry Jones for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I didn't agree with them extending an offensive tackle coming off of an ACL tear last year.
Yeah,
I think
that
that
was another one.
he should have gone into this year like they should have been like, all right, came off of a serious injury. We need to see if you can play a full year, and this money will be increased for
Yeah,
next year.
absolutely. Yeah, they shouldn't have. They should have.
Because they've got Micah Parsons, which they're most likely going to pick up his 5th-year option. They've got him
They'd
and
be
CD
dumb if they
Lamb.
didn't.
They got him and
Yeah,
CD Lamb.
and they need like.
Well, then on top of that, they still have Trey Lance's 5th-year option they can pick up too. Trey,
Mhm.
CD, and Parsons, they have their 5th-year options. So they have ways to stretch this out, but our window is closing. All right, let's get into our game picks.
All right, so
I know we're itching for that.
yeah.
First game, it's Detroit versus Kansas City. Is it in Detroit or is it in Kansas?
It's in Kansas City.
In Kansas City, what's the spread?
I didn't even look at the spreads. I'm going off gut feelings.
I'm pulling it up right now. All right, so I've got the spreads pulled up. All right, the line is Kansas City is a 5-point favorite. It is at home for Kansas City. Um, you've
So,
got the Lions.
um, I'm going Lions.
Yeah.
Just because with with Kelsey not being guaranteed. Now, if Kelsey was playing, I had Kansas City. But with him not being guaranteed, I don't know. I think Detroit's going to take it.
Yeah. I've got Detroit winning by 10.
Yes.
I think they win this.
All right. Sunday's game at 1. Carolina at Atlanta.
Carolina at Atlanta. Atlanta is 3.5-point favorites here. Um, I'm gonna say Atlanta wins this. They cover the spread. They win by 3 points. Um,
You got Atlanta?
yeah, I got Atlanta. Um,
Um, See me?
I just think that it's just because they've got
Yeah, I'll go
they've got
Atlanta.
their tight end with Pitts. They have. I just think with the Panthers coming in with a rookie quarterback, a new head coach, um, it's the first game's going to be rocky for them. I think they pick it up probably the latter half of the season.
Mm-hmm.
The start of the season is probably going to be rough for them, I think. So yeah, I've got the Falcons covering, winning by 3.
All right. Cincinnati at Cleveland. I got Cincy.
So this one was a question mark. If Burrow plays, Cincinnati's winning. If Burrow doesn't play, I like the Browns covering.
Do you think the Browns are going to win?
That's only if Burrow doesn't play.
Oh, you got to pick it now.
Dang, Burrow's probably a question. Burrow's probably a game time decision with.
I just don't trust Deshaun Watson. It's simple. Hell, I would have picked the Browns if Brissett was starting.
But Brissett's not even their backup
that's
anymore.
what I'm saying. Like he was. I felt
He's at Washington now.
Yeah, he was. I think Brissett was a better quarterback than Deshaun Watson.
Yeah. Okay. I'll say Bengals. They cover the spread 2.5. It's got to be that low because of Burrow.
Yeah, Jacksonville at Indianapolis.
At Jags.
I did the same thing.
Jags. Yeah, this is me joking. Jags by 20, but they cover the spread. They'll probably win by 10.
All right. Tampa Bay at Minnesota. I
Um,
took Minnesota.
yeah, I've got Minnesota as well. I think
it'll be a
I
good
think the
game, though.
Bucks cover the spread, but Minnesota wins by 3.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Titans at New Orleans.
I
I've got
have
the
New Orleans.
Saints. Yeah, I think Carr's gonna win his first home game. I think he's trying to make a point here. Honestly, that one's kind of new.
All right. San Francisco at Pittsburgh. You know what's so fucked up? I'm supposed to be at this game.
What, you were gonna go to this game?
I have
Why not?
my dad has the tickets. I can't get
Oh
out of I can't leave work enough in enough
no,
time to get there.
dude.
My dad and one of my friends are there. My friend's a Niners fan. My dad, of course, Steelers fan.
That's
Um,
crazy.
bro,
I've got the Steelers covering the spread. Yeah.
all right.
I think
Arizona.
I think Steelers. I think the Steelers surprise Brock Purdy.
Oh yeah,
I
I
think
think their
T.J.
defense
Watt's
is gonna
gonna
screw
have
them
two and a
up.
half sacks. Pickens is probably gonna make a mistake or two, but your defense will belt.
Yeah, I think so, but I feel like we're gonna put up numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I think this is a good game. Probably
it's a
gonna
good-
be
I'm
probably gonna be
excited.
one of the best games. Start this
If
to
it's
start
not
the
on
season.
TV, I'm freaking out.
On Fox.
Okay, good. That'd be on Fox.
That's just if your area gets it. Yeah,
It
y'all should
better,
y'all
I'm
should
telling
get it.
you.
Y'all should get it.
I think it's a good start for us because San Francisco's off. The defense is pretty good. So I feel like if we can do something with San Francisco, that's going to give us some some momentum going in.
Because Bosa's not back yet, so
No, he's not.
that's still up there. I think they get him signed and he's gonna play Sunday, but I don't think he's gonna be that much of a factor because he's been working out, but he hasn't been game
Right.
and doing game day drill shit. So I mean, and he hasn't been wearing pads. I think he's gonna be sluggish out the gate. All right, so next game, Cardinals at Commanders. Commanders are a 7.5 point favorite.
I got Commanders.
Commanders cover the spread. Sam Howell, he had a great game. He had a great first half against the Ravens. Looked like a true starting quarterback. Washington's defense has gotten better. Hasn't been really terrible the past few years.
Mhm.
I mean, they've got good receivers, Curtis Samuel.
They have a
McLaurin.
good team.
I mean, and they've got a good coach.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think
their division's tough, but
yeah, that's their only downfall is they're in this shit division.
and
If they were in
I
a
don't
different division,
I don't think their quarterback is better than Phillies or Dallas's.
no, not at all. He's a good quarterback, but he's
No,
not.
he's good.
I have a feeling he's gonna mess up. Isn't Brissett over there now?
Yes, he's the backup
I feel like-
Heineke is at Atlanta.
yeah, I think at some point this season Brissett will take over.
Probably.
I feel like he's gonna.
Brissett's proven.
Yeah. The
He
man-
started for Indianapolis a few games. He started all the games
carried-
while
he-
he carried the
played-
Browns.
Bro, carried them. Deshaun Watson came in, failed. Fucking failure. I fucking hate him.
You have some big
I don't
disdain
like
for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, bro, he's trash. I think he's a horrible quarterback.
For all the Deshaun Watson fans,
I don't like him.
sorry, not sorry. Our
Yeah.
podcast, we're going to be unapologetically us. So,
My show.
if if you want to,
Talk about how much you like him on your show.
if you disagree with anything, you can put it in the comments below every episode.
Yeah,
Well,
man, we will.
We might
discuss
even
it.
come up with new segments where we hash that with you guys. So who knows?
Let's talk about it. Let's
move
talk
on.
about it.
Yeah. Let's move, stay focused and move on to the next game.
Houston at Baltimore. I got the Ravens.
Baltimore is a 10.5 favorite.
Yeah, I
It's the Ravens.
Yeah.
I think Odell's going to come out strong. Um, I don't think Stroud's going to play terrible, but this is the wrong team to start off the
This
year.
this is the worst team to start your year against.
This is-
This is the worst team. Like, I'm glad we're not starting our year against them. Like, we normally beat them too, so. But like,
yeah,
this is
it's
your rookie
for
season, first NFL game as a starter, and you're
I
going against the fucking Ravens.
I do think what's his is it Jonathan Allen that high uh, Alabama player
I think
or
so.
something or
I
tackle.
think so.
He's gonna he'll make a stamp on this game. He'll have a few plays, but I don't think it's gonna be enough to where Texans
I tell
actually
you
pull
what,
out
though,
the win.
I'm a root for the Texans to win,
I know
but I
you
don't think
are.
they're going to.
The over under is 43 and a half.
Damn. They gave Houston 0 love.
I mean, hey, Washington's is lower. Their over under is only 38.
Jesus. Oh
I
my
think
god.
that's the lowest yet. So far, Washington and the Cardinals over under is the lowest.
That's embarrassing.
All right, so now we're moving into the afternoon games. So this is starting our 325 or wherever you're at. Um, Packers at the Bears. Shockingly, Chicago is a 1.5 point favorite.
What?
Yes.
I think Green Bay's gonna win it.
Yeah, I've got Green Bay. I think Jordan Love showed
I don't
enough
thi-
to the Pack faithful that he can get it done mildly.
I mean, see, I don't think Jordan Love's gonna have a horrible season.
No, I don't think,
He
but he's not. I don't think he's gonna light up the stats either.
no, he did right. They did Jordan Love like they did
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers
Rodgers.
with Brett Favre.
Mhm.
I just don't think Jordan Love is the caliber Aaron Rodgers was.
No, I mean
So they gave him plenty of
he
time. I think he's gonna hold the offense
they
down. He's gonna do his thing, but he's not gonna push them to the point of they're a contender.
right
I don't think
at least not right now.
not at first, not at first, not
Not
at
right now.
first. He could, but I don't think. I mean, he's been his backup for a couple years, but I just don't think he's not he's not capable like coming off like Aaron Rodgers did. Aaron Rodgers was ready, could step in and fill that spot instantly.
Right.
I don't. Jordan Love is not the same kind of person.
I, this is probably going to be a lot closer. This game's probably going to be a lot closer than people think.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's gonna be a close
Packers
game.
win by 3.
And um, Chicago's gonna probably have 400 yards rushing.
Most likely.
And then only 3 rushes from their running back.
Right. All going to be from Fields. All of them.
That man can run. I tell
Oh,
you that.
man, people,
Hey,
man,
Justin Fields is the best running
they-
back in the league right now.
they don't give Fields enough credit
No, they really
for
don't.
for how good of a runner he is.
No,
And he's not.
really good.
He's a good thrower too. It's just there
I think
he
I
doesn't
don't think
have
the
an
Bears are-
offensive line to protect him, so he
I don't
has
think
to run.
The Bears aren't building the team that he needs.
They're building the team. They're building a team that looks good on paper.
Yeah, he needs a get down and get gritty offensive line.
Yes,
He
they
needs-
they
that's what
need
he
a
needs.
physical offensive.
If they had a physical, you got to get. If he can run, he's gonna run. If he can throw, he's gonna throw.
I mean,
They
look
need
what
to
the
build that
Bengals did.
offensive line for that.
Look what the Bengals did after. How many times did Joe Burrow get sacked? He'll die. He got
Facts.
sacked 9 times.
But you
They
gotta
turn
look,
around and spend $100 million.
if Justin Fields hasn't had an offense like Michael Vick used to do, bro,
Where? Atlanta or Philly?
anywhere. That man was running his ass off.
Like,
And
what
he
you
still-
mean?
And he still and I think Michael Vick could throw and run. And I think Justin Fields is
Yeah.
better. I don't think he has the arm Michael Vick had. But if he had a line like Michael Vick used to have, where they can get, if he has to get out the pocket and run, they're gonna block. If he had something like that, oh man, he'd be disgusting.
All right. The next game is Raiders, Mile High Stadium, Broncos. Broncos
Got
are
Raiders.
3.5-point favorites.
Got Raiders.
I think this is where, this is where we come into disagreement. Sean Payton. All I'm going to
Yeah,
say.
you're right. You're right.
All I'm going to say.
But
Sean Payton's first game back as a head coach since being an analyst for Fox. I think they do enough to cover the spread and to win by 3. I still
Right.
think it's going to be shaky for him and Russ to start of the season. I just like Sean Payton and Russ at home. I think the stadium's going to be packed. The fans are ecstatic because they've got a good head coach. It's not going to take the bullshit from Russell. So I've got the Broncos covering the spread.
I think Jimmy G is gonna prove something. I think
He
he's got
does
something
have
to prove.
Devontae Adams.
He's got, and then man, give
And
that
they
man a
got
rest.
and Jonathan and Josh Jacobs signed that
Yeah.
franchise tag, so he's going to
Yeah.
be back.
I think
They did lose Jonathan Abrams to the Saints offseason, and that was
they got.
their
Wait,
best
what was the
safety.
first person you said they had?
Devontae.
Devontae Adams.
But the Broncos got Pat Surtain, and you already know Surtain.
I don't know. I think, bro. I just think Jimmy. I don't think the Raiders
Shit.
will have a great year.
All
I
right,
don't think
give me the
they'll have a
Raiders.
great year. See,
Give me the
I can be
Raiders.
I can be persuasive. I just think I don't think they're gonna have the season that they should. I think they're gonna fall off. But I feel like they're gonna come out hot.
Give me the Raiders.
I think they're gonna come out hot.
I think it's going to be a tight matchup with Devontae and Surtain. But I think Devontae gets him late,
Mm-hmm.
and Surtain does a rookie move, and it just hits him with a nasty ass move, and he's wide open.
He can make any cornerback look bad.
Yeah.
Any of them. I don't care how.
Let
experienced
alone
they
you've
are.
only been in the league 2 years.
Yeah,
Surtain's third year. It's
yeah.
going to
Now,
be a
if he
good
was going against
matchup, but
Sauce
yeah.
Garner, if he was going against Sauce Garner, I'd be like, Sauce might get him. But I don't think Surtain.
Well, last year Sauce did get him.
I know Sauce is fucking a monster. Fucking Christ, this man is stupid. He's a freak, bro.
Nasty. All right, next game. We're getting to the last 3 of the afternoon games, and then we'll have the Sunday night game. It's
Philadelphia
Eagles
at
at New England.
Yep.
Eagles are a 4.5-point favorite. I've got the Eagles.
I do too.
I got
Who's
the
going for
Eagles.
Mac Jones, not me.
I don't think either team covers the spread because I think they go over.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I think Eagles probably win this by 10 or more. I think the Eagles are going to come off pissed for losing the Super Bowl, but they're going to stay mad because they're not going to make
Yeah.
it.
Plus, I don't like the Patriots.
I mean, it's going to come down. It could go either way, really. I mean, it can come down to Bill Belichick or Sirianni, but I mean, it's the Eagles.
Yeah, 100%. I think the Eagles take it. All right, last one.
Last one. Yeah, Dolphins at Chargers. The Chargers are 3.5-point favorites. This is the highest over and under. 51.
I think they're going over 51.
So they think this is going to be the highest scoring game. I would agree, because the Lions and Chiefs Thursday night was the highest over under. It's 53 for theirs. I think this is going to be the highest scoring game. I don't think
there's going to be zero
Chiefs
in this game.
0.
There's going to be 0.
This is going to be like the Chiefs Niners game 2 years ago.
Waddle
2-3 years ago
and
when it was
Tyreek
like
Hill
110 points.
Yeah, Tyreek Hill and Waddle are both going to have like 200 yards receiving.
I wouldn't say
They're
that.
going
They're both
crazy.
they're both going to go over 100.
They're
Yeah,
just gonna score.
but I do think I think the Chargers offense,
Mm-hmm.
especially their
I
quarterback.
definitely think Chargers are gonna beat them.
Yeah, I've got the Chargers covering the spread by 3, even though it's probably going to be a really high score. All right, last of the afternoon games, you've got the Rams at the Seahawks. Seahawks are 5.5 point favorites. No, 5 point favorites. I've got the Hawks winning.
I do too.
I think Smith is going to come off building off of that 30 year. I think he throws from 30 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, easily.
I think Seattle's going to have a sneaky good year, even better than they did last year. Probably, you know how a lot of people were talking about them last year, how they could win their division. I think that's what people are going to say all year.
Yeah.
About Seattle. Seattle's starting to get back to their championship work. They don't have the Legion of Boom. It's mainly mixture. It's solid. Their offense is getting better.
Yeah, they're solid all around. Like they don't have like the best defense or the best offense.
Yeah.
But they're good on both sides. They're not better one. They're good both ways.
All right, so now we got the Sunday night game.
I already know you got Dallas.
It's the Cowboys at the Giants. Dallas are 3.5 point favorites. Of course, I'll just say this: I've got the Cowboys winning this. I've got them covering the spread and more. I think we beat the Giants probably by 15.
So you're gonna hate me on this one.
We've swept the Giants the last 2 years. I don't see us losing to the Giants anytime soon. I think they need a quarterback change before that happens.
I think the Giants upset Dallas this week. I think they smoke them, like crush them.
You forget.
Out the box.
You forget.
Out the box. I think. The
Do you
Giants
know
are
who
gonna show? I don't.
Daniel
like,
Jones
Giants,
is going to have to worry about on the other side of the ball?
I think they shut Micah Parsons down.
That's a cap.
I'm just bullshitting.
Bro.
I picked Dallas.
That's a huge cap, bro. Huge cap, dude.
What if that happens?
What are you doing?
Laughing.
Bro, no.
No,
Yeah,
I 100% picked
Dallas
Dallas.
probably doesn't win by 15. They probably win by how much they normally win by 10, maybe 15. There's no telling. I think Dallas is gonna Dak's gonna come out throwing.
Yeah, I didn't even hesitate when I made this pick.
I think Parsons can probably have his first 3-sack game. Parsons.
I picked Dallas when I read Dallas at New York. I didn't even finish the Giants part. As soon as I saw New York, I picked them.
I know we're not picking who's gonna win awards, but Mike Parsons.
He might.
I have the Cowboys losing.
Damn.
And that's to the Eagles.
You're lucky you don't play us, because that would.
I have us losing one game, and that's to the Eagles. At Eagles. Only game I have.
All right.
I think we match up well against pretty much everyone else.
Last game,
Monday night.
Buffalo
Bills
at the Jets.
The Bills are a 2.5 point favorite.
I took the Jets.
I took the Bills. I think Josh Allen comes up, and I think he quiets the New York crowd quickly.
This is one of those ones that we talked about it earlier. It's gonna be I feel like whoever wins this game wins their division. I just feel like I think it sucks for Buffalo that they play so early, because the Jets are coming out. They're coming out hard.
They're gonna come out swinging. There's a lot of emotion at this game for Buffalo.
Yes,
because this is going to be DeMar Hamlin's first game that has meaning. That the win or loss actually has significance, even though it's the first game of the year, but it counts.
Yeah,
Imagine
just think
like, if
that is true. It's going to be high emotion.
this game could make or break their season. Whoever wins their division.
Yeah, yeah. On 100%, whoever wins this game, I think wins the division.
I've got the Buffs.
I mean, they're gonna play each other again, but I think this sets the tone.
I got the Bills covering the spread winning.
All right, all right. So that's all the games. Just so everybody knows, we're gonna keep track of all these games, and at the end of the season,
Yeah, we're gonna tally, see who had the
we're
better
gonna tally
record.
up, and we're gonna see who has the better record. And you know, there's gonna be a prize at the end. We haven't decided what it is, but there will be something at the end for the winner. Maybe a punishment for a loser. We don't know. Haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah, like the loser's got to wear the other person's team's jersey.
Yeah, facts. And I really hope he don't win, because if I wear a Cowboys jersey,
he's gonna
will
cry.
My fucking family will tell me to leave and never come back. So I think that is everything for this week, right? I think we covered everything.
Yeah, yeah. That's pretty much.
Guys, every week, every week we'll do this. We're gonna be 9 a.m. every Wednesday morning. This will be live. We will recap the week before. We'll give you predictions, news, anything we have. Every Wednesday 9 a.m. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. If you guys want to see us cover some, if you guys have some opinions, we'll touch base. Like he said, we might get into a point where we have some interaction with everybody watching and stuff like that. So if you guys have any suggestions or anything, drop them below.
Don't forget, follow us on Twitter. Pulling up our handle now.
It will be in the description below.
Yeah, we'll have it in the
100%.
description, but follow our Twitter.
Twitter. It's actually X now.
Yeah, it's actually X.
Formerly known as Twitter.
Formerly known as Twitter, but follow our X. It's at 2guys PC. I'll say that again if anyone didn't hear it. Follow our Twitter account. We'll just say that because it sounds more professional, more cleaner. At 2guys PC. That's our Twitter handle. Follow us there. We might make it a thing to where y'all can hashtag us. Your thoughts, your opinions, something that you think that we might need to talk about in one of our episodes. We'll go through it. We'll look at it. It might make an episode. It might not. We'll let you guys know. But yeah, like Babs said, weekly episodes every Wednesday, 9 a.m. 9 a.m. Stay tuned because we have some more stuff coming up in the pipeline later this year, going into the start of the new year, 2024. We'll just leave it at that. Let your mind ponder what these two motherfuckers could be coming up with.
Yeah. We're gonna find something, and if we like it, let's talk about it.
Yeah. Fucking have a discussion.
But yes, we appreciate everybody hanging in, checking it out. Like I said, it's our first episode. It's only gonna get better. We got some stuff planned for the season, so make sure you stay tuned.
We out.
Later.